Welcome to the market update for the week ending 5th of November 2021. In today's market update, we'll be going to look at bar patterns. We'll be looking at what are bar patterns, why do we need to know about bar patterns, and how, by looking at bar patterns, can improve our performance in trading. Hi traders, thank you for joining the MTM team today and supporting us in our mission to spread the truth of trading and help you achieve consistent performance. I'm JG, member of the Vedanta Elite trading team here at Master of the Markets, and I'm looking forward to going through the market update and talking to you about bar patterns. So what are bar patterns? Well, the research that we've conducted over the many years and while we've been trading along on the charts, we've noticed that there are four types. First of all, let's talk about bar patterns. Okay, well, what are bar patterns? Bar patterns are the formation of the different types of bars that come up on our charts. So by looking at the bar patterns, we can see if the market's going in an upward direction, whether it's going in a downward direction, or is it going in a straight line, in the sense that is there a bit of compression going on in the markets, which you've heard me talk about in previous videos. So what are bar patterns? Bar patterns are the way the bar patterns form in consecutive days or hourly charts, then it's consecutive hours. If it's a weekly chart, then it's consecutive weeks. So we're looking at which way the bar patterns are forming. Okay, why do we look at them? So we can try and see which way the market is forming to. And how do we use these in our trading? So what we've discovered is there's 4 bar patterns that form on a regular basis. Okay, so one of them is you get a bar forming, and then the next bar that forms will have a bar forming there, which has a higher high and a higher low. Okay, another bar pattern that might form is you get a bar pattern forming, and then you'll get a bar forming again, which has a lower high and a lower low. Okay, so these are 2 bar patterns that we've got there. Okay, as I said, there's 4. So what are the other 2? Well, then we'll also have a bar forming, and then the following bar will be a smaller bar, also known as an insider bar. Some of you may be familiar with this. Okay, so we'll have a bar forming, and then the bar following it will have a lower high and a higher low. Okay, which means that this bar here is engulfed by the previous bar, making this an insider bar. And from looking at that, the 4th bar pattern, some of you may have worked out, is we'd have a bar, and then the following bar would be an engulfing bar, where we would have a higher high and a lower low. Okay, so these are the 4 different types of bar patterns that we can form. From the research that's been conducted, we've also discovered that out of the chances and the probabilities of the bars forming, this pattern here with a higher high and a higher low appears approximately 40% of the time. This one here, again, which is a lower high and a lower low, also appears approximately 40% of the time. Okay, the insider bar and the outsider bars are equal in the fact that they appear approximately 20% of the time. Okay, so this is the 4 bar patterns that you will see forming on your charts at any time. Okay, what we could do is, if we go on to seeing like today's bar, as you can see, we had a bar previously, a seller bar, and today we have a buyer bar. However, the buyer bar is got a lower high and a lower low. Okay, so that you can see is this one here. So if I label this as a higher high and a higher low, makes sense to you there. This is a lower high and a lower low. We have a high and a higher low. And then we have a higher high and a lower low. Okay, the 4 different bar patterns. So today you can see we have a lower high and a lower low. That's this bar pattern here. Okay, 40% of the times we said it forms in this direction. So there you have it. Let's try and identify some insider bars. So if you look at this bar here, as you can see there. Okay, so we have the green seller bar there, and next to it we have a buyer bar there, the green bar, and then we have a seller bar. And as you can see, the seller bar has a lower high and a higher low. So there you have an insider bar. An example of an engulfing bar. Let's try and find you a bar pattern here. So if you can see these 2 bars there, you can see the seller bar there, and then you've got a buyer bar after it, which has a higher high and a lower low. So you've got the higher high and a lower low. So these 2 here, this will form 20% of the time equally, and the other 2, which are trending bars, will form at 40% each, so a total of 100%. So there you are. These are how the bar patterns will form. How can you use them in your charts? So keeping an eye on which way the markets are going. So here we can see that the markets have formed from a swing high there, which if you didn't have the smart money indicator, which is exclusive to master markets, then it'd be difficult for you to decipher that that's the highest point. But you can see that the market is going to the downside, and at the moment we have a possible turning because the market is closing at a higher point. However, the markets are not closed yet, so this could turn and head back down to the lower side again. But it just gives you an idea of which way the markets are forming. So we just keep an eye on the charts and apply our understanding of bar patterns, and we can see which way they are forming. Okay, now that makes sense to you for today on the bar patterns, and that's part of the education.
For those of you who are unsure of your trader type, take our Trader's Personality Quiz today. This will help you trade strategies that fit your personality to achieve consistent performance. After the quiz, you will also gain a free video course that suits your personality to help you trade safely with low risk and high returns. Go ahead and click on the link below to take the quiz now.
Now we'll move on to the market watch. So let me just clear the charts from here. Okay, let's have a look and see where the market's going this week. So we have the Euro USD today, a little bit of uncertainty there with a bit of consolidation going on there. And then we've also got some big bars where you can see we've had a swing high and a swing low confirmed on the same bar. Okay, not so much confirmed, but the arrows are on the same bar. So there's a little bit of a movement there in the both directions. But since then, we're waiting for now a swing low to occur before we can take anything further on this. But there you are, a little bit of consolidation going to sideways movement when you look at the chart as a whole. Okay, dollar Swiss, a good strong move to the downside. It looks like the open equity to the downside is more or less finished. So now we're waiting for the market to turn and then take an opportunity to the upside on the dollar Swiss. But a good run in both phases, as you can see there. Good strong runs there. Pound dollar on the cable, as you can see, we had a swing high confirmed, and then in the past few days, we've had some strong moves to the downside. Market has retracted again today, and something we'll just keep an eye on to see. But as you can, if we were measuring the open equity again, from this point to this point, saying that's the phase there, then we can see that it's more or less retraced back to the line already, and then it's possible going to turn again and go to the upside. It's something we'll keep an eye on and see if we can take trades on that going forward. Dollar yen again, we did try to see if we are taking any trades to the upside on here during the week, because we thought we were looking at possible confirmation occurring at the low point here, but it didn't come through, and therefore we didn't take the trades. But we were ready and prepped in case it did confirm a swing. However, the market has gone and retraced back to the downside again. So something we just keep an eye on as we go forward on there. Aussie dollar has retraced back to the downside. There's still some movement left, we believe, on this. So you can see from the previous phase, it's had a good run. Now we're waiting for a bit more of a run to the downside, and see if it retraces back to the previous swing low. Euro JPY, a very strong move to the upside in the previous phase, and now it's gradually going back down to the low side. Well, nothing further available on the Euro JPY for now. The FTSE still got a strong move to the upside. Open equity does seem to be having diminished here, a little bit slowing down in the chart. As you can see, the opens and closes are quite close together. However, there may be some more left to the upside, something we just have to keep an eye on for now. The Dow Jones, again, very similar to the FTSE, strong move to the upside, and now we've more or less hit the high point. So we'll be looking at opportunities going to the downside on the Dow Jones. Coffee, a little bit of consolidation going on in the coffee there. Strong move to the downside today. However, we're waiting for a move to the upside before we look at anything opportunities going down on the coffee. Brent USD, we had a very strong move to the upside. And now we've had a couple of smaller moves. When we're looking at the open equity here, we can see that the previous phase are much smaller compared to the long phase here. So we may be looking at further move to the downside. But as it stands, there may be a bit more consolidation before it does move that way. Gold making a bit of a breakthrough to the upside here today, and as it has been yesterday as well and today. So something to keep an eye on to see if it breaks a previous level where you can see there, and if it's going to go beyond that, or if it's going to use that as a resistance and bounce back. Bitcoin is rallied again in the past few weeks. As you can see, it's gone almost to the previous high that it had hit in prior months. So if you can see that, there you are. There's a new high formed a few weeks back, and now the market has a little bit of the compression going on here, and then we'll see which way this starts moving again. But at the moment, as it stands, we are at a very the highest, close to the highest point that Bitcoin has been at. So good moves running on the Bitcoin trade. And that's the analysis done for the market this week. Okay, so what we'll do now is I'll give you the figures for the week, this week that we have. And this week we have, in the elite room, We did not take any trades in the elite room this week, so nothing formed and set up for us in the elite room. So therefore, on the primary runners 20%, it was 0%. On the cash in 4.020% OE was 0. The cash in 4.0 pips was also 0. Continuation patterns, quick exit and slow exits, both on 0. So there's nothing on the elite room this week. And in the live trading room, on the lift off 20% OE strategy, we did take a trade and closed it, and that closed out at minus 0.48% for us. The lift off 7.0 70% OE was similar at minus 0.48%. There was nothing on the cash in TSL primary strategy, but on the cash in 70% open equity strategy, previously known as the one-day exit, we did take a few trades, and one of the trades gave us a plus 0.02% to the upside because we closed out on the next day. So the total for both rooms was 0.94%. Okay, so the elite room and the live trading room together. Okay, and that concludes our live trading market analysis for this week. So that just leaves me to say, until the next time, stay disciplined, follow the plan, and keep trading like a master.
If you want to get notified every time we put a video up, especially on our live trading update videos, hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell notifications icon. This will get the YouTube algos to kick in and for you to join us in our mission to spread the truth of trading further, so that traders like you can benefit from our videos to trade like a master, achieve consistent performance, and change lives.